Happy Friday, guys! This week I read an article by Wayne Rash. He authored the article 4 Trends IT Pros Need to Watch in 2019. He begins the article by saying that he is not in marketing and he will not take predictions based on marketing research or the marketing experts. He is going to take predictions based on what he thinks is going to happen in 2019 with technology. So as stated, he says, so my predictions are going to come from my own research, my interactions with both readers and industry vendors, and the cynical place in my head that chimes the loudest when I hear a corporation wants to do something forward-thinking for us all out of the goodness of their heart. So he pretty much lines it out right there. Over the past century or so, and even before that, technology has been changing. In 2019, we can use our phones for basically anything. Grocery shopping is one. Socializing, marketing, business, some people gambling, playing games, everything revolves around our phone or some kind of device that needs to be connected to any kind of network, sometimes without a network, but even then, we're still connected in some way. But this also means change for the way that businesses do things. This means that businesses have to keep up with all the new technology out there so that they can stay in the game and be able to connect with their customers and continue on with the purpose and mission of their business style. On the other side of that, that also means that businesses have to ramp up their security of all these devices. And the author states that in 2019 that companies will have to do this because all these devices need to be managed. So technology has been reshaped and refined over the course of time and its intended purposes have matured as well. For those that work in IT and the technology field have really created and honed in on what is good and new for society. This means that new devices come out. However, every device that comes out needs to be managed. All of these devices require not only bandwidth but management to keep them healthy, but also to control what they can access and how much of your precious resources they can use to do so. So essentially the author is stating that with all of these new devices, they still need to be managed, they still need to be secured, and how our business is going to do that. In 2018, there were many stories of different countries hacking into the U.S. IT systems and breaching information. It is all too easy for hackers to breach the security of a device, especially if it is not secured well. McKean states in Chapter 10, few companies have a good grasp of risk management because IT is a discipline that is evolving rapidly. As a result, it would be a mistake to codify risk practices and standards too rapidly, according to the focus group. Technology is changing and will continue to change. As a result, executives and businesses will need to adhere to the precautions and take risk management seriously. So, businesses, if they're wanting to get more devices and wanting to be on the up and up of everything, they're going to have to take into consideration the management of their risk practices and what they're doing and how they can improve. Every plan isn't going to be foolproof, but that is why they need to have a risk management framework. So the author of this article states that in 2019, many businesses and leaders will no longer be able to do what they thought they were doing right in terms of security of their technology. These leaders will have to be getting in the thick of it all to ensure that they are protected on all fronts from any attacks that they may encounter. The author brings up the Chinese and Russians and their attacks on the US IT, as I said earlier. It's at that level of cyber war sophistication being demonstrated by the Russian and Chinese militaries, and several organizations working with them. It's truly frightening when measured against how vulnerable our day-to-day IT systems are. With the risk in mind and knowing that there will be more attacks or attempted attacks, companies can protect themselves by building risk management frameworks. This allows for an organization to develop a framework for filling in the details. The objective of risk management framework is to create a common understanding of risk to ensure that right risks are being addressed at the right levels and to involve the right people in making right decisions. That's what McKean states in Chapter 10 of our book. So while the threats of impending security loom over the new age of technology, businesses can take precautions and set a plan in place in order to protect themselves from the possible what-if scenario. One last thing that the author mentioned in his article is that IT departments will be able to hire more people. Hiring more people will be able to aid in the assurance that there is security on all of their systems. Developing a risk management framework is an ongoing activity that will result in the need of more staff. On the other side, the author did mention that there would not be a lot of new advances in technology in 2019. It will just be a lot of rebranding. Again, his predictions, so rebranding of devices that are already out there. So that means that the systems and devices that we have right now, we will be able to work to safeguard against any future attacks on any system breaches that may occur.